Angeles. And here we are with Mr. Nashville Marine, David McMurray. What's going on, buddy?
What's happening? I'm just hanging with Willie.
Good job. So everything all good down there?
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to a big weekend. It's going to be about 85 degrees here. It's like a heat wave.
Yeah. Out.
Yeah, you guys have had a couple tornadoes through there the last couple of months, too, it seems like.
Yeah, we have. We had a tornado a while back, and then just last week we had straight line winds like 80 to 90 miles an hour.
Oh, wow.
Man, it's been brutal. Brutal. I'm tired of burning trees and cutting trees.
Did it blow your boat out of the pool this time?
Nah, I didn't do that. It messed it up, though, I'll tell you that. After chemicals.
There you go.
Yeah. It's clean now.
That's a good thing. Until the next one comes around, right? And you got to skim it out again?
No doubt, man. Jeez, it was bad this time. I think we had about 15 trees down.
What, at work or at your house? Or?
No, here at the house, 15
wow.
trees. Yeah. Only got 3 acres. So they're falling, brother.
Get them out of the way for that expansion for the water park.
Yeah, right.
Those trees out of the way.
Yeah. Every one of them fell away from the house, though. That was pretty cool.
So I like that you got Willie Nelson there, and he was with John Edde a week or two ago too. He's at the boat show with you last year. That guy, he gets around with you.
He does. We usually put a little joint in his mouth, but I didn't have time to make it up tonight. I was too busy trying to get this damn thing to work.
Yeah, he looks really serious. You look at his face right now.
Yeah.
So you started racing Formula One the same year I started racing Formula One. We actually both of us had a rookie year together, and we seemed like we had a couple times where we found each other out there on the race course, and unfortunately I didn't like it, and every time I felt bad, and I don't know. At the end of the day, we were always kind of smiling and got along, but that was a fun rookie season getting to spend out there with you. And
I had forgot that was your rookie season. Damn, dude, you as fast as hell your first year out of the gate. That shit ain't right, is it, Tim?
No.
I mean, man, that's wrong.
You own a marina and you sell boats, and I'm sure you go out in boats a lot, but I've been racing little boats since I was 13, and it makes a big difference being able to be in a race boat compared to just a fishing boat or pleasure boat or whatever, you know.
Oh, without a doubt, man. Honestly, I wished I'd have bought a 45. When I drove John Eddy's, man, that thing's fun. I loved it. You know, you got to drive it, too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, not that you ain't got to drive a big boat, but I just wished I would have done a 45, man. But now I hate to jump back.
Yeah, no, it definitely helps break you in, I think. It's not, and you're small enough where you could get away with running one for a little while and be competitive. And,
Yeah, I'm about 165.
Yeah, I'm about
I need a
190.
You got to have a big boat, Tim.
But I did the 45 thing for 8 years back in the 90s, so I got to play with those first. So
Really?
And they're definitely a different world to drive in the big boat. They're way louder, and they beat way more than the big one.
It does. It does. But, man, they want to spin out so much in the turns.
Yeah, they're really good at that. You can spin those things out so quick.
Yeah,
Next thing you're like, oh, wow.
Right.
Everybody jacks the motor up so high just to get speed out of them that it makes it a lot easier for them to spin out. Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I think it seems like a lot of them. I mean, I don't know. I was always my boats. My dad built them for me back in early 2000. The stuff I was running in 45, and I didn't have a problem with it spinning out. But in the end, my stuff wasn't fast enough anymore, just because I was, I don't know, too big. He built the boat for me when I weighed 140 pounds, 150 pounds, and towards the end I weighed 180. So just didn't work.
Yeah. I mean, hell, I just jumped in John's and went. I don't know. We didn't adjust nothing. It was fun, though. I did enjoy it. I got out of that thing smiling ear to ear, man. I was like, hell, he said, you had more fun this than you did in the big boat. I was like, yep. I wasn't scared.
Yeah. No, it's a lot jumping and going right into the big boat.
Man, it is. It is. I've done a lot of stuff, but sheesh.
Now, you've raced drag cars and stuff, too, haven't you? Camaro? Or?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still have one. It's been in the garage for 10 years now, but I motocrossed when I was young, up till, I don't know, I was probably 22.
See, and I'd be scared to get on a dirt bike and go out there and race.
Right. See, I loved it, man. I mean, it traveled all over the country. I did that seriously for quite a few years. And then, hell, got married and life goes on. I stopped, When you get about, I don't know, early 20s, you just get too slow for motocrossing.
Yeah, it's a young man's sport. That's when I would jump back in it. You live down in the Loretta Lynn's world. Did you ever make it to
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got ninth at Loretta Lynn's on the quad. I raced a 250R quad.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good achievement, just making Loretta's, let alone,
Yeah.
Which is ninth?
Yeah, I got ninth. Yeah.
That's
It
impressive.
crashed. Crashed in the
It's-
qualifying, then I made it back up to ninth.
It's not win, it's just how bad when you're on a motocross track.
Yeah. I came up there to Michigan, Redbud, up that way, up to Redbud, Michigan, and raced the national up there and got, I got second in the qualifier, crashed in the main, I think. Yeah. I think
Loretta's that's a game changer. There's a couple jumps on that track that are like, oh, really? Is this being supposed to do this?
Yeah. That's not far from here either. It's maybe hour and 15.
It's about how far it is from me. It's right around the corner, right around the edge of the lake to Buchanan.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but that is definitely a young man's sport. When your bones don't bend anymore, strap yourself in something.
Yeah, exactly.
So how's the shop doing now that John Edde was over there selling boats for you for an evening or a day or whatever, and he's selling stuff half price? You guys doing okay still?
But, yeah, I guess we're going okay.
I mean, Willie
he got me on that one, man.
Yeah.
I've got to send you the video because that fool called my wife. I didn't even know. He told Denise, he said, record David when he watches the show tonight. He said, I'm going to be at the shop. And I knew he was in town on Saturday, but I didn't know he stayed. And so I can go in my bedroom. I just had my surgery done, had my gallbladder removed, so I'm still moving a little stiff. I lay down on my bed, and I turned it on. I'm like, the whole time I saw it, I realized when I realized he was at my desk, I was like, did they pre-record this yesterday? I'm going like, what the hell? It didn't even register. And then my wife jumps around the corner, and she's got the phone on me. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? She's like, she's just keeping her mouth quiet. She's just recording me. I'm like, this something just at my shop. He's like, oh, I'm going to give this away. He's pulling stuff off my desk. And then he had Willie. I'm like, that make me mad right there. I mean, he's a one man. I mean, Willie I don't share him with nobody, see.
I seen that 2.4 Colin up on behind your desk. I'm like, I need one of those because I broke mine, and I like that way better than the new ones.
Yeah.
Like, what sell that?
Yeah, but those things you notice, they put the pull downs on it wrong. They put them. Yeah, they're upside down, right? Man, I found that thing. That one I got a 2.4 and a 2.5. Same guy had them on Marketplace or something other up in Kentucky. Had both of them for like $400. I was like, "Is this real?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "I'll be there. I'm on my way." And I went up there and picked them up. I mean, they're in good shape. They're original.
Yeah, it's a good deal, man. You can't beat that.
So I'm not going to use them. I'm like, man, they're too nice to use, hands and all.
Yeah, we all know how those last when they're old and beat up. You can't only fix them so many times when they fall apart.
I know, right? But John Eddie's got the mold to the 2.5s, so he can make everybody a 2.5 out of fiberglass. Make it light too.
Hey, whatever works, right?
Right.
Yeah, he's one of the nicest guys out there. I remember the first couple times I met him, one of my crew guys is like, "Hey, go over there and go ask Mr. Nice Guy."
Right.
I said, "Who's Mr. Nice Guy?" He's like, "That guy. He's got the 45 and he hardly has anything right now. But the guy would give you the shirt off his back right now if you asked him. He's Mr. Nice Guy. He's so that amongst our crew, the name Mr. Nice Guy. I don't know if he ever knew we called him that, but we refer to him as Mr. Nice Guy, which isn't a bad thing. But
No. Y'all just don't know the John Eddie I know.
Yeah.
Nah, he is a good dude, man. He really is that way. He don't take no shit, but he is a good dude. It's so funny how he can like reverse. Look, that cat used to bull ride. Look, he needs to write a book. Have you spent much time talking to him?
Oh yeah, I've talked to him.
He needs to write a book that stuff he talks, it's not bullshit. He has done it. Look, I remember one time we were probably, I don't know, 21 or something other. He used to go to the races with me, you know, and then he gonna be a bull rider. I'm like, you gonna do what? He gonna ride. I'm not talking about at the fair. This somebody's riding real bulls. So he's about, I don't know, 45 minutes from here. He's like, man, I'm gonna ride. We're gonna have a whatever they call it in town. You know, a bull riding meet or whatever the hell it is. The hell, I don't know. So anyway, I'm like, oh, yeah, rodeo. There you go. We're gonna have a shut up, Willie. We're gonna have a rodeo. So I go out there at this place and I show up, dude. He got cowboy boots on. He's got this piece of, I don't know. There's about, I walk around the arena, you know, and hell, some of these bulls are in cages. I'm thinking this is not going to end well, you know. He's got this piece of leather. I shit you not. It's tied to the top rail on the arena thing, and he's got some kind of stuff he's putting on it. He's like taking his leather. He's like, I don't know, trying to, I don't know what you do, like make his gloves meet up this freaking strap that he's going to wrap around his bull's balls. Right? Okay. No shit. If y'all ridden bulls, y'all know what I'm talking about, but I don't know. So this somebody gets in there. I'm not shitting. I'm like, here comes John. It's my buddy. I know him. Hey, I'm not shitting you. They opened the chute up. The bull come out and probably kicked 2 or 3 times. John Edde done that. It like Charlie Brown tried to kick the ball. You know how loose he pulls that son of a bitch? He said, woof, flew off that son of a bitch. Hey, landed on his back, and he landed so hard on his back, his feet came down, he broke his toes and his neck at the same time.
Oh, wow.
I'm not shitting you. A scorpion move, that's right. I said, you're a cowboy.
Yeah. Did he probably jump right back up and say, when can I do it again? Cause, yeah, he's a go-getter, man.
Yeah. And back then, dude, I swear, I bet he weighed 150 pounds, 6'3" or whatever tall he is, 6'1" or whatever. He was always a beanpole. Oh, man, I won't never forget that. Him, them cowboy boots, them gloves on. He was taking that leather thing, and he was, man, he ain't right. You're a cowboy.
Hey, that's right?
Oh, man, I give him credit. I didn't ride no bulls. Hell no.
No, they try to kill you. Them dirt bikes are bad enough. At least once they hit the ground, they were done. Them bulls don't stop.
Right. He did it a long time. Finally, the last time, he says, man, I'm getting too old and sore, beat up for this shit. So he was at a rodeo, and a guy came up there and had his kid with him. And the guy was like, hey, man, will you talk to my son, tell him all about it, blah, blah. John said, yeah. He said, I'll do one better than that. He grabbed all of his stuff. He had it in a bag. And I'm not kidding you. John, tell you a story. And he gave it all to him. He says, man, you can have all of it. He said, I'm done. Give him that strap that he did all that bullshit with, his gloves, his whatever chaps, you know. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And that's his last time he rode. No shit.
Hold up. You said chaps. Please don't tell me they were asses when he was on that bull.
They was assless chaps. He didn't have no ass though, but they were literally assless. Literally. Nah, he's gonna kill me for that shit.
He's a great dude. He's gonna laugh his ass off over that one. He's like, why you let everybody know?
He tells some lies on me, so I gotta tell some on him.
He's giving boats away half price at your shop. It's the least you can do is tell a story about him at that point, I think. He owes it to you.
Yeah, I'm speaking on that Phoenix. I got it for like $1,500. Supposed to be a 2020 with a 350 on it.
Yeah, no kidding. So I jumped in when I seen he had. When I seen he was there, I got up and got in my wife's car and I drove up there, and he was just coming out of the office. He was like, I'll show you all what he's got in here. And here I was coming down the hallway. It's like, oh, no. He was like, oh, he's here right now. That was all legit.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was all fun and games. He's a prankster. There ain't no doubt about that.
So before we had all this coronavirus stuff, I mean, what were you doing to get prepped for the year? Boat-wise, I mean, what are you running this year?
Well, I ended up going we got a crashed one from Rusty Wyatt a while back. John picked it up. And John's like, man, just take that boat and fix it. So that was the plans. And then, man, I turned it over, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this much work. So I knew Rusty had another one that I believe it was Johnny Fleming's at one time, Johnny and James raced it, and the orange one that he had. I don't know. He raced it last year at one place, and I called him up and said, hey, since you got a ride, you want to get rid of that one, and so that's what I ended up doing, going up there buying it, turnkey, everything, except I didn't get a mid, but he left batteries, steering wheel, the Ames, tank, everything. All I can do is put my mid on it, and I'm going to paint it, kind of, like Tim did with his, change it up. But so that's what I'm going to run. And the thing is, it's an evolution, just like, the molds we have, and I like the way that Timmy's drove. And they say that Evolution's the same bottom as the one that Tim made for me. So that was my plans.
Yeah, I think from what I remember, they're really similar.
Yeah. I mean, it's what Chris is running.
Yeah. No,
and make it go.
You're right.
Well, it's Fairchild. You can make anything go. You give him a piece of plywood, and be like, all right, try to go beat him now.
Yeah, right. No kid. But I was kind of excited about that. But I tried to buy the one that Quindazzi bought. A guy in New York had it, and he was sick. He's passed away now though. And I had been talking to him for a while about buying that one, and I had it bought, but evidently he kind of went around my back and called Quindazzi and kind of sold it to him. Quindazzi didn't know I was trying to buy it, so I would be running that boat now. But
I can't wait to
around a little bit.
I'm moving. Yeah, I can't wait to drive my deck. It's sitting right here in front of me. I'm like, oh, it's pretty. Only sat in it for like 5 minutes. Can't wait to put it in water.
Wish I had that one. Spencer should have sold that one to me.
I
thought we were buddies.
It was kind of for sale all year last year, but nobody really knew, I guess, or nobody paid attention.
Yeah, right.
It's pretty right now.
It's in a good home now. Right?
Yeah, that was a fun experience. Tim came out here and checked it out, and I don't know, we probably hit a bar or two while he was here, and then Troy was out here, I think, when we shipped it back to him, and when I bought my enclosed trailer, there's a guy that lives back in I don't know, I think he lives in Indiana. That's right, I got the trailer in Indiana, and I saved his number, and he said, yeah, I bring trailers back and forth all the time, and so called him up, and he gave Tim a real good price on taking the boat back, and so the guy showed up at the house at like 11 o'clock at night, though, and we had to load the boat in there, and
Sweet.
Didn't come with a dolly or anything, so that was a late night when the guy got here, and crossing our fingers that nothing was going to happen to the boat and the trailer, except we built like a little 2x12 rack with some carpet on it. So, but that worked out really good, where the guy got it back there for him for like, I think $1,500, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was cheap. And if you ever been to Spencer's house with the trailer that the guy pulled my boat back in, it wasn't going to fit in his driveway, and Spencer lives on a hill. So I can only imagine what those guys look like loading this boat up this hill into this trailer.
Oh, my God.
But it made it unscathed. And here it is. Like I said, I'm staring at it, but it's saying, come drive me.
I know. That'll be a good one for you. It's got a lot of room inside too, doesn't it, compared to your old boat?
Oh yeah, it's like a skater compared to my old boat. Put a couple people in there. Yeah, it's definitely.
Hey, about John Eddy's little orange. Shoot. What was the last boat he drove last year? Grand Prix. It went out to San Francisco.
Yeah, I heard it didn't make it.
Oh yeah, you heard the story. Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
John called
you didn't
me.
hear it, Spencer?
No.
No, okay, so check this out. So John called, he had it for sale on there, and John calls me, he says, man, you ain't going to believe this. I said, what? He said, man, I sold the Grand Prix. I'm like, to who? He said, this cat that's going to use it in the bay, San Francisco Bay. I'm like, what do you mean he's going to use it in the bay? He said he's going to go commute back and forth to work. I'm like, what? He says it takes him so long to get around the bay in the mornings, he going to drive it so much back and forth. I said, John, did you tell him it's a race boat? He said, I told him. He said, I'm not in the business of stopping people from buying boats. I'm in the business of selling boats. I said, he said, that's exactly what I said to him. He said, hey, hey, this ain't just a regular boat. He said, this is a race boat. He said, yeah, I know. He said, can I put a smaller motor on it? He said, one that'll make it go about 50 miles an hour. John says, well, I guess you can do whatever you want with it, but it's got a capsule, like a seatbelts, and it's a race boat. And guy said, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So I can get, if it rains, I can go back and forth. It'll save me hours of commuting. John's like, all right. So he calls me, says, man, I think it's BS. He said, but you never know. Hell, about a week later, he sends some dude to look at it. John's like, man, he sent some guy named, I think his name was Moses, wasn't it? His name was Moses. I'm serious, Willie.
Something off the wall like that. You're right.
Real. Right? So anyway, Moses shows up. He's a little Hispanic dude. He comes up. John picks him up at the airport, brings him over, gets in the boat, closes it down like everybody gets in one of those. Man, this thing is cool. I can't wait to get this back till whatever his buddy buys it. So he leaves. Dude shows up 3 or 4 weeks later to pick it up, buys a truck while he's there, and then John ended up selling him a trailer. And he heads back out of town, and he flips the truck like 12 hours later.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. No kidding. Yeah, didn't hurt the boat, but he flipped it about 12 hours later.
Flip the truck or the boat or both?
What's that?
He flipped the truck or the boat or both?
Just flipped the truck. The boat made it. The boat didn't get flipped. The boat, it tore the hitch all or something other, but he sent John pictures of the boat flip, the truck flip. Didn't hurt the boat at all.
So the boat actually made it out there then?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You're going to see it in San Francisco Bay.
On the news.
Yeah. Yeah. John's like, man, this is not a regular boat. This is not a commuting type boat. He said, oh, it'll be fine. Yeah, we'll see how it works. And then while Moses was there, he was telling him that whoever the money man is, the guy that bought it, has this big grand scheme. He's going to get these things and put them on dry lifts, and then people can use them, and it takes them, 20 minutes to go across the bay instead of a couple hours in traffic to go around each time. Thinking, wow.
Yeah, that's. Does he realize that these things don't like that big a wave?
Exactly.
You were there, Gulfport. You love that place as much as I did.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
That's nothing compared to the bay.
Can you imagine? What's he thinking? I mean, what's he going to get in there with his laptop and shit, and the water's going to fly through the canopy? Jesus Christ.
$3,500 suit and his leather bag.
Yeah. And his lunch sack.
Yeah. Hey, man, whatever. Money's green. Check cleared. It's your boat. What the hell you want with it? I don't care.
That's what John said. That's crazy.
Only John Edde could arrange a deal like that where somebody buys a boat to take it across the bay in San Francisco.
He told me, he said, he questioned me, hey, brother, you realize this is a race boat? Yeah. I thought the guy was going to call me to buy motors.
35.
Yeah. It was like a little 50 horse. John's like, man, do you think you could put a 50 horse on? I said, dude, I'm not putting nothing on it. Dude's going to drown. I don't want no part of that.
Take your name off the title of that thing. Wait, there's no title on these things.
Right? No kidding.
Yeah, capsule training at its finest out there by yourself in the middle of San Francisco Bay in one of these little things. They're tiny out there.
Can you imagine? Jesus Christ, what's he thinking?
No, I know what these things are capable of and what they're not capable of, and that's not one of the things they're really for.
I don't know. I'm a little jealous. I'd love to be able to drive a boat every day to go to work, but I wouldn't want to put a little motor on there. I'd want to leave it the way it is.
Right.
Till the first time you got in it and you didn't realize what you had, you're like, okay, I'm done with this thing. I'm done. Ripping across the bay with 4-footers in a skater.
It's like Gulfport, like you said.
Yeah, times 8. But
they were going to have another Gulfport race, wasn't they, this year? They had to call that off, didn't they?
Yeah, it got called off, I think, a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks before, probably.
Right.
I was actually planning on going back there this year for the Gulfport race.
Oh, sweet.
But yeah.
How about you, Tim? You take that boat down there. That did good down there.
The thought was in my mind. I wasn't opposed from it. How's that? I'm like, this boat already won that race. I'm like,
I know, right? Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm going to be me and Spencer. What's going to happen? Old boat versus new boat.
Yeah. Have you got two boats now, Spencer, or one?
Yeah, I have a shorter version of what I had last year, which is kind of what we were targeting in the beginning, but we wanted to start with the one we started with. Well, I wanted to start with it because I wanted to see kind of the difference in the deck and capsule and everything else before we made any real big changes to the bottom and as far as length and everything else goes. So
yeah,
we kind of got the boat this year now that I wanted to have at the beginning of last year, but I just didn't want to get ahead of ourselves last year when we started with everything. So
yeah. So are the boats that he's built, like for Anderson, is that going to be similar to yours, to the shorter boat?
He's made some subtle changes as far as I know with everything. I mean, there's some flexibility in the mold to be with the way he's building them and the way the flanges are in the molds and stuff for him to be able to make some changes. And down the road, I know he wants to make more changes and make different molds so that it's easier to make even more changes and do more drastic stuff. But right now, with the way things are, there's not too many people banging on anybody's door to get a boat built, I don't think. So
yeah,
it's I think
it's unfortunate because, man, it was really ramping up good there.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty for everybody. I mean, nobody really wants to spend any more money than they have to right now. So
yeah.
So with that being said, are you ready to go, David? You're rigged up?
Well, I mean, I bought his like it was. I guess I could put my mid on it and go, but like you, I want to change the colors up, man. It's just, honestly, we've been pretty busy at work. We had to slow down. I mean, I think it's because, hell, everybody's off work. Hell, they're going to go fishing. We're right there in Nashville. We're between two lakes, Old Hickory Lake, which the Cumberland runs through. You guys raced on that. And then we're one called Percy Priest Lake. Actually, the city I live in, or the town I live in, is called Mount Juliet. It's called City Between the Lakes. And so there's a lot of fishing, man, a lot of bass fishing. So with all these guys being off, everything's shut down, man. Everybody's getting out fishing. Hell, ours hadn't slowed down at all. If anything, we picked up.
So the rivers aren't closed down. I mean,
no,
because like out here, some of the lakes are shut down, and there's basically they shut the gates and they won't let you go in there and launch your boat. I mean,
that's crazy. Now they did shut down some parks.
Yeah.
The parks here, but they didn't shut down boat ramps or anything like that.
I mean, I can't
which I'm glad.
For all the places out here by us, but I know there's some places that are definitely shut down, and people weren't able to get in anymore. So no, it's good to hear that places like that are still open because it's nice to be able to at least get out in your boat and go fishing, I guess.
Well, what was strange is up north, like in like Merlu's area, Michigan. Hell, you could get out there in a paddle boat, rowboat, or kayak or whatever, but you couldn't get out there in a motorized boat. That's what's strange to me. I mean, what the hell? Get a motorized boat, you can run 40 miles away. You get in a rowboat, and it's like, hell, you're over there in the same cove. I don't get it.
Yeah, well, you are down in bass fishing Mecca. You're in the center of the whole bass fishing world, so it's good for you. I mean, that's great. I mean, busy, selling boats, fixing boats. As long as boats are running, people are tearing up stuff, right?
Yeah, no doubt. Motors is what's been doing good, man. I've sold the fire out of motors lately. We've sold a bunch of them. A guy come in today, bought a little 15 horse. One guy came up from Chattanooga and bought a 115 today. So we've been doing good with the motors, man. We're a Mercury motor dealer. So
that's great. Yeah, you're in the Nashville Marine. You can sell some Mercury parts. I think some guys tear some Mercury stuff up.
Yeah. We ship a lot of parts out. Hot rod. They all call hot rod.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, you do a lot for a lot of different people in the class. I know there's a lot of people that order stuff through you, and you definitely help a lot of people out. I know they all
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate them, man. I'm honored just to see the decal on them. You know, Flemings and all them boys put the decals on. Makes me proud, man. To see Nashville Marine on them. And Cheatham, I talked to Austin quite a bit, and his dad Mike buys from us. He's been doing some work on boats and stuff down there as well. So not just racing, but you know, selling parts and repairing them and stuff. And then Steve Merlow's been working on a lot of boats on the side up there because you know everybody's kind of slow right now, so. They'll just call and order parts from us, and Dwayne just ships them out. And then, of course, you know, the racing motors, too. A lot of electronics people buy from us, some pistons and stuff. And
how many guys you got with Nashville on the side of tunnel boats now?
that has the name on it, name on the side?
Yeah.
I don't
Your
know.
boats. And you guys, I should say.
You talk about like Austin and like Johnny Fleming's?
Yeah, you got Johnny, you got Austin, which is great. I mean, it's so cool to have your name out there, people coming to you.
Yeah. And I think there's more like Mike Capadlo. He, you know, he sports the decal on there. And then that's Tracy Hawkins had one on his. And, you know, there's quite a few that's got them on there. Makes us pretty proud.
Yeah,
That's pretty sweet.
He's a funny guy. He's a hoot.
Who's that?
Capadlo.
Yeah. Yeah, I like him. He came down with his daughter 2 years ago with his girls and called and said, man, I'm in Nashville. So we went down and met him, and my wife and I and my daughter took him to a few places and took him to the Country Music Hall of Fame, stuff like that. It was pretty neat. We got to spend some time together, hang out. It was pretty cool.
Yeah,
that had to be fun. Knowing Mike the way I know Mike at the Country Hall of Fame.
Yeah. He enjoyed it, man. He liked it.
He's a pretty cool cat. He's definitely been around a really long time between his dad and him.
Yeah, I was watching some old videos and they mentioned his dad, and I took a screenshot of the picture. I was like, man, is this your dad? He's like, yeah, that's cool. I guess he hadn't seen the video or whatever. He was touched by that. It's like, man, I'm watching your dad race right now. He's like, dude, that's so cool.
Yeah, it was neat seeing him win that race. I think it was last year up there in Michigan. Maybe it was the year before, but I think it was last year.
Yeah, it was. He was fired up about that, man.
I can only imagine. I was bummed that we weren't at that race. It'd been fun to see him be that excited, because I'm sure he was pretty excited. He's pretty excited just in general usually.
Yeah, right. Yeah, without a doubt.
Much in his backyard where he won that race.
Yeah. He's got about, what's he got, 2 or 3 boats? He's got a couple Seabolds, and then I think he's got a smaller boat.
I know he's got a few. I mean, Dennis was around forever, so I'm sure he's got an archive of stuff in there.
Right, yeah. You know, there's a lot of old boats around. A lot of people got them sitting around, don't they?
Oh, yeah. I think if we do get to race this year, even if it's just messing around, I think a lot of old mothball boats will show up to go, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously put them all on the same course at the same time, but I think a lot of people are going to show up no matter what happens. If there's 1 or 2, I think every boat in the country is going to show up, definitely for the first one. We'll see what happens in the first turn, but
yeah, right. That's the only thing gets me. I wish we were on big enough water where they could do something different with the first turn. That's the only thing I hate, man. It's a little too much. I don't like the commitment buoy thing, and then head to the first turn. It's like, shit, it's too many people piled up in there.
Yeah, it can be if you ain't got and you have the whole shot, you're just like, okay, here we go. See what happens.
Yeah. Anytime you're driving something without brakes.
Exactly. Like, no, there's no backing out at that point.
Yeah. So in Springfield, 2 years ago when you crashed, Spencer, I won't never forget that. Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
All right. So Tim,
Which time?
He crashes. Well,
yeah,
the time you went upside down. Yeah. So he goes upside down and stays in there. I was worried about him, man. It's like I couldn't wait till he came up on it. I mean, I know him, but not. But like, dude, I went over and hugged him. It's like, dude, I'm so glad you're out. So he gets out and he says, yeah, I got freaking, well, I ain't going to say exactly what he says. He had them damn boots on. So go water in my boots. I'm like, are you serious right now? I'm like, dude, what were you doing in there? He said, well, I could hear the rescue up there talking on the boat, like climbing on his boat. Tell us about that, Spencer. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Purging your air or some shit? What the hell?
Yeah, I was purging my air. I was having some difficulties with the helmet that I had, and I was having to purge the air because it was filling up with water. So it took me a lot longer than normal to get out, but it's nice when you know at least there's a purge button on there and know how to use it and don't just suck in all the water. So
yeah, but I mean, why didn't you just unbelt and jump on out? It's like you were just chilling in there, just see how, just give a chance.
I was taking a breath, and then I'd do one thing and get something undone, and then take another breath, and I'd probably been better off without air at that point because I was screwing around with my air so much because I couldn't figure out why there was water coming in it.
Right.
And that was taking up a lot of my time under theirs. I was trying to get air, and then I'd screw around and undo one thing, and then undo another thing, and it just ate up a lot of time.
Jeez. Tim, you been over a couple times?
No, I wind up in the rocks. Yeah. And then when I barrel rolled, I wound up right side up. Didn't know I did it. The rescue shows up like, you all right? I'm like, yeah, what the hell are you doing here? You barrel rolled. I'm like, I did? Okay. Whatever you say.
But you barrel rolled but ended up right side up.
It happened so fast I didn't even know I didn't even know what happened. I'm like, the rollover switch went off. I thought I spun out or something. And they roll up. You okay? I'm like, yeah. What do you want? Are you here? And then my dad was on the dock. He's like, what the hell did you do? I'm like, I don't know, man. I looked up, the rescue's there, and the rollover switch was done. He's like, you went all the way over. I'm like, okay. Boat's fine. Let's go race.
Yeah.
Then in the box in Nashville, well, we all know the outcome of that one. You had some good luck in Nashville, too, your first year, if I remember right.
Hey, we don't want to talk about that.
That's the only
it looked
time
like a yard sale.
That's the only time you've been wet, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. I've been up on the lid. I got Timmy's boat up on the lid, I think 3 times, but I didn't make it all the way over. Yeah, that was bad, man. I will never forget, John Edde was on my radio, and he was over there in Nashville. He was on the concrete pier over there on the other side where everybody was at. And I'm right there, and he's on my radio going, drive it, boy, that's how you drive a race boat. I'm just standing on the outside. And I remember passing people on the outside thinking, man, this is pretty easy. Man, you don't go fast out there. What was I thinking? And he's gassing me up the whole time. All of a sudden, poosh, it blew my eyeballs out. Next thing I know, I look up and, I pop back out of the water and look around at all my parts. It looked like a yard sale in the river. Like, what the hell? All my parts are flying down the river. Jesus Christ.
And he was probably still on the radio yelling at you to go, go, go. Come on. Keep your foot in it. He was probably yelling at you after you stuffed it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's gassing me up. That wasn't good. Not a good radio guy at that time. But I had good video of you going up on the rocks, though, Tim.
Oh, I know, from that dash cam on your boat. Yeah, that thing wrapped around that gear case, and that was the most expensive. I'd have rather just blasted it out in the middle of the river.
So it just snatched you?
Really expensive. That wrapped around that gear case, shot me into those. There was a root coming down that went around one of the pickle forks that kept me from going further up in the rocks into where the homeless people lived. I was in their living room. I was like, look down, there's a rock in my legs coming through the cups. I'm like, well, this ain't no good. But hey, the boat did its job. Walked away, fixed it. We were in Pittsburgh the next race. It actually did pretty good there, actually. Actually, it was kind of a blessing. We found a lot of stuff wrong with the bottom of that because of that I'd have never looked at before.
Right.
So we straightened out a bunch of stuff and went with it. Then it's like, all right, time to get a more competitive boat. I'd say, like, the red one was fine. It just needed a little more horsepower. But now I got this thing.
Yeah.
I can't wait to drive it.
Right.
At some point.
What's the weight difference in the two?
The weight? I picked this thing up with everything except lid on it, and it's about 300 pounds lighter than the red boat.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Red boat has a little weight to it, but I don't think you could blow that boat over going head on into a hurricane. It's a great beginner boat. It's a great get your feet wet if you really want to do this stuff or not. Or it's a great boat to, I want to do better in this because it's going to light your fire. Hey, the guy that got it, he has no problem. He likes it. He'll be competitive. He'll go out and play in it and have a good time.
Yeah.
So see what happens. It's another boat in the series.
Yeah.
It didn't get mothballed. It's going to be out there racing with the rest of us when we get to race. So you got to look at it that way.
Yeah. Spencer, are you playing with the screen?
Huh?
See, you guys are moving around a lot.
As things go on, we drink a little more and we start squirming around more.
I don't have Willie. Willie's high as hell, but I'm not drinking nothing.
Willie hasn't moved a bit.
Well, we're at the 40-minute mark. You got whatever you got on your mind there, David? Prop your stuff, what's going on, what we're looking for this summer?
Well, like you guys, I'm ready to get back to racing, man. I don't care where it's at. I'll come out there freaking Arizona and race. I'm ready, man. It don't matter. Like everybody else. I guess we're going to get to races Springfield soon. I'm hoping. July maybe?
We can hope. Stock Nationals as of now are still going.
Yeah.
So if they go, I think we'll go. We'll be a go.
Yeah, I can't speak for Dana, but I think that he's got the capability to be able to push it back if we need to be able. I don't know. I'm hopeful at least he's going to be able to get us a race there this year. Because, a lot of the other races we have, they depend on a lot of different things, and it's not going to be really easy for them to put the races on. So I think he's got a little bit more flexibility.
Right.
So.
Yeah, more so than the cities. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
And he's determined.
Yeah.
Oh, he's definitely determined.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think we talked about, we were always kidding about, I wish he would, it's so close for us. I wish he just had here down in Nashville, all the stock cars, they go down there every Saturday night and race. I know we can't do that with the boats, but I wish he'd do something once a month or once every couple months. I think a lot of guys would go to his place and race. And he don't have to worry about having a big audience. Just let us go pay and let us go play and get seat time, man. That's
it's not
guys like me. That's what I want.
It's not a bad idea if things open up, and plus he's got the capability to let a lot of us store our stuff there with enclosed trailers and stuff, and keep it there for a month or whatever, and fly in and fly out. So it's not a bad idea.
Right, he's offered that.
You hear that, Dana?
He knows. I'll believe me.
Help us get ready for next year. Yeah.
Have some playtime.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to wrap this thing up. We got Mr. David McMurray, Mr. Nice Guy, Mr. Hollywood, Nashville Marine. Thanks for coming on, and
I appreciate it.
Hope to see you real soon. Behind the wheel, in the back of the windshield. Don't care. Get these boats wet, man. We'll see everybody next time. All right, bye.